going on, everybody? David from Work a Stretch. Just wanted to go over warm up. I already posted it, but I recorded it up and downs before I knew which way you're supposed to record it. So I wanted to go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to give you more detail, but without going crazy. You know what I mean? I'm going to probably break down each movement separately on another occasion, just so we can get more details and kind of I can share my viewpoint of stuff, and you can take what take what works for you and leave what doesn't. Either way is fine. So the first thing I like to get most of my clients started with is leg swings. I stole this move. The first time I saw this move was from a trainer in Chicago named Tony Williams. He's a black belt. I totally copied it, but I also now I kind of use it a lot. I'm sure we may use it similarly or differently, but what I like to do is have my clients engage their abs, the pelvic floor, a whole separate thing we could do. I'm going to go ahead and put all the weight through my one hip, one side, right? And I'm going to lock up my abs a little bit. I'm going to load my heel that I'm bracing with, right? I'm going to keep a little bit more weight on the heel. That's what works for me. If you learn another thing and it works for you, then use it. All right. So I'm just going to make sure I'm not going to kick my own wall down, because I'm strong like that. So I'm going to brace my abs up a little bit, pelvic floor. I'm going to kind of have the arch of my foot on. You can't see, but that's as far back as I can get my camera right now. So we're going to go with it, okay? So big breath in through my nose. And I'm going to start swinging in opposition. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on right now. I'm getting my right hip lubed up a little bit. The synovial fluid is kind of getting warmed up. If it was kind of sitting down low, it's kind of getting warmed up and moved around. And it's kind of, the joint is kind of, so my legs, this way. My legs swinging, and the acetabulum in the hip is kind of, is getting a little bit of a lubrication. I'm gonna hit the other side. All right, so I'm gonna put all the way through this hip, locking my abs, pelvic floor, right? And I only wobble when the camera's on, I promise, right? All right, so that's a basic leg swing, not a big deal. If you don't have good balance, which as soon as I turn the camera on, I don't, put your hand on the wall. You don't have to get super technical. So if you're just getting started, this could be the way to do it. Put your hand on the wall, boom, still lock up your abs, Kegel, pelvic floor, whatever you want to call it. Swing in opposition, all right, both sides. What's going on the brace leg? The brace leg, your glutes, piriformis, gluteus medius, TFL. So all your hip muscles are contracting, right? So if I'm pulling back, my glutes are contracting. When I'm pulling forward, my hip flexors are contracting. So we're kind of getting warmed up, getting ready to go. Whatever sport you're doing, whatever activity you're doing, that's going to help you, okay? So now I'm going to go in another plane. So we're moving in the sagittal plane, right? Back and forth. Now we're going to go side to side, all right? A lot of my clients throw their legs behind them. I like it. I'm probably going to start incorporating it. It's just not the way I learned it, so I'll incorporate that. I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to turn my abs on. And turning your abs on, however you learn how to do it. Pelvic floor, again, however you learn how to do it, do it. I'm going to turn my abs on, pelvic floor, and I'm going to swing across the front. I'm going to move I'm going to do a little can or whatever you call these, but as a counterbalance, all right? So I'm swinging in the frontal plane. Now I'm going to go ahead and switch, abs on, pelvic floor. I'm going to load this hip, this one's into the ground, right? All right, cool. That's just getting started. I hit 2 planes. Now I feel like I gotta hit a 3rd plane. I wasn't gonna, but now I am. So we moved our hips in the sagittal plane and the frontal plane. Now we're gonna go in the, whatever freaking plane this is, right? So I'm gonna try to get my feet to show. All right, I'm gonna back up. This isn't really the greatest. I'm gonna take the bottom of my feet, turn my foot, turn my heel this way, put the ball of my foot whoop, on the ground, bring myself across. Bring the leg, bottom of my foot out, the ball of my foot down, externally rotating to drag myself across. Boom. Like so. Now I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to take the bottom of my foot, face it to the opposite wall. Boom. Bring myself across. Kind of like I'm putting out a cigarette. Not that you guys know what that is, because you shouldn't smoke. Boom. Transverse plane. All right. So that one's just one example of doing some internal rotation. I could also put my foot into the ground and you can't see it. Bring this other knee up and rotate everything. Oh, so if my right or if my left toe is on the ground, I'm going to rotate against it. So, all right, we're going to move on from that one. We're going to go with something that's called the track star. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go back. All right, I'm back. All right, I wasn't following my notes. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna open up the inner thigh a little bit, and there's a little bit of a cha-cha-cha involved. Hopefully you can see it. So I'm gonna open it up, bring the knee across the midline of my body, and I'm gonna assist with my hand. Boom, open it up, and here's the 1, 2, 3, or I'll just call it the cha-cha-cha. So 1, 2, 3, open it up. You don't need to open it, you don't need to use your hands. And you can do this, if you got a little bit of space and you want to open it up. Okay, so you want your knee coming across, up, down. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, if I back the camera up anymore, it'd be out the window. So just go ahead and hopefully you can work with me on that. So that's going to open up the inside of our thighs, and it's going to fire our glutes, because our glutes are pulling our knee out, our hip flexors are pulling our knee up. So we're going boom. All right, different angle. All right, don't force anything, especially during a warm up. All right, so now we're going to do, okay, we skipped. I saw this one, I stole this one from Kerry Wood. All right, I don't know if you're a baseball fan or not. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heel and my opposite hand, bring my knee up, bring it in, boom. Throw in a couple dance moves if you need to. All right, so that's opening up back here a little bit, all right? All right, we are track star. All right, track star. That's gonna give a little bit of length to the hamstrings, all right? So it's a complement to the initial leg swing, all right? So I'm gonna kind of get this way. So when your favorite runners, your favorite sprinters line up, they get one leg behind them. I'm assuming they put their sugar foot in front. We're gonna do each side because they both matter. I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't run. I ran track, but not like the sprints. So I'm gonna kind of put my hands down like this, or whatever, you can make fists, whatever's comfortable. All right, so here, I'm gonna pivot at my hip and push my butt back and up, right? And I also, remember, I got one foot back because it's a track start. Boom, my hands are on the ground. I'm gonna bring my hips down and up, down and up. I'm not really worried about the butt wink right now, but like this. I'm making my hamstrings a little bit longer. I'm not forcing it, but I'm just introducing a little bit of length. All right, so let me go ahead and switch. I got my weight pretty evenly distributed between the whole front foot and the ball of my back foot, so I'm not too wobbly. Another one I really like to use, and I only use part of it. I only use part of World's Greatest. I don't know why. It's it's the world's greatest, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to show you how I like to set up. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this way. And what I do, I load the front foot, pick whichever one you like. I'm gonna slide the back foot down. Actually, I'm gonna slide the whole camera situation down. All right, it's exactly how I had it. All right, so as far as World's Greatest goes, I'm only gonna do the first part. So let's go ahead. Let's just say I start standing. I'm gonna kind of put the most of my weight on the front foot. On my opposite foot, just gonna slide back, slide back, slide back. And one of the things I want to point out, one little easy, super easy clue, is I'm gonna take the seam of my shirt and kind of aim it for the inseam of my pants. All right, so I'm gonna this part right here to this part right here. All right, so some people put their hands here. I've seen people put their hands here. Put your hands wherever you want. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a little support here. All right, right now I'm on the ball of my back foot. All right, and so I'm gonna go nice and deep. And another thing I want to point out is I want to have slightly then larger, a little bit more than a 90-degree angle at the knee, so that my hamstring and my calf don't keep me from dangling, maybe a poor choice of word, but from basically acting as making a suspension bridge out of my legs. Right? That kind of makes sense. So here, I'm letting it all hang. Right? If my knee is in the way, I might not be getting the stretch, the fullest effect of the stretch. Right? So a little bit larger than 90. Just be in control here. Be mindful of where your knee is. All right. Boom. I'm going to match up the seam of my shirt to the inseam of my pants. All right. I'm going to move it around a little bit. I'm going to let my hips fall. All right. I'm going to be, I just want to be in control. Nothing fast. I'm on the ball of my foot in the back. All right. I'm going to get you a couple different angles. So this kind of matches me up a little more seam to seam. All right. I'm going to hit the other side. Boom. Right. Seam to seam, larger than 90. I don't need to give you too many details. All right. Big breath in. Let your hips fall. All right. Load the heels. All right. You can squeeze the glutes a little if you need a little extra opening. All right. So that's just touching a little bit on the first position in World's Greatest. All right, so we're gonna hit a reverse lunge, psoas kind of opener. I'm gonna have to. All right, I'm back. All right, so the reverse lunge reach. I'm opening up my psoas. My psoas runs from just behind my belly button, right? So it starts right about here on this side. It comes down and enters here. So I'd like to open that up because we've been sitting a lot, or play a lot of guard, or we're here a lot. That's fine. What I want to do is I'm going to step this leg back. All right, and I'm going to take I'm going to push up, boom, abs on, pull my big country belt buckle up, boom, back down, switch sides, squeeze the glutes a little bit, abs on, pull that country belt buckle up, boom. All right. All right. So that's one for you right there. All right. So rotator cuff, just a little bit of a warm up. I stole this one from Prentice Rhodes a while back. All right, hands are out. I'm gonna go palms up on one side, internally rotate the palms down on that side. So, boom, boom, boom. Maybe a little bit less. Maybe if your cool song is on, that's one thing. But boom, Kind of wring it out a little bit, right? As far as your neck goes, pull your ear to the side, ear to the side, ear to the side, ear to the side, all right? Now, I'm just kind of throwing this in, but whatever. So you know how your seats go back, right? When you sit down, you reach the little lever, or if you're fancy, the little button, and your seats go back. Your seats ride on a rail, right? So they go and right? That's what your head should do. So let's just do some triple chins or whatever you want to call them. All right, just so that you're aware of where your head is. You're aware of where in all the directions. Rotate left, rotate right. You can stand up, hold your head straight, rotate your body. Boom. All right. So now, quick adjustment. I'm going to show you some real quick scapular depression moves, because it's good it's always good to know where your shoulders are, right? And you can use your body weight to turn them on, right? So I'm going to take my heel, put it into the ground, lock my elbow. I'm going to let my shoulder be high, and then I'm going to drive my shoulder down. Boom, and I'm going to push myself away. This isn't a technique that I'm trying to show you as far as jiu-jitsu goes. I'm just showing you how to pull your shoulder blades down. You want to put your shoulder blade in your back pocket, all right? So I'm going to put my palm on the ground. Boom, I should have turned this down a little bit. All right, so I'm going to put my palm down, lock my elbow, slide my hip, get my hand in the way so you can't see what I'm talking about, and do it again. Boom, boom. So I'm pulling my shoulder blade down, boom, pull my shoulder blade down. All right. So those are a couple things you can do to warm up before all workouts, whether you go out for a run, whether you're gonna drill jiu-jitsu, whether you're gonna play jiu-jitsu, whether you're gonna start warming up for your rugby game. So I know it's not perfect. Maybe I'll edit it a little bit. That's not really my forte. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you need anything.